Today, I'm going to do a review on my DJI Mavic Mini. I've never had a drone before, and I was thinking about getting one back in November. Started doing a little research and decided that after watching a few videos, I wanted to go ahead and order the DJI. I went directly to their website and ordered it. Took me a little more than 30 days to get it, so I got it a little bit after Christmas. So I've already flown it a couple of times, so let me tell you a little bit about what I've seen and what I've learned and what I like about it. So let's take a look if you haven't watched any videos, or if you have. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at the DJI Mavic Mini. I went ahead and bought the Mavic Mini as a complete package. I got the case, everything that's inside here all came with it, versus just buying the DJI Mavic Mini by itself. First off, you get the battery pack. This is the charging station. It's got a hookup for you to charge it with. It's also got a hookup here that you can USB to charge your phone, to charge the drone, to charge the power pack here, the controller. So that's kind of nice. I haven't used that yet, but I do charge it all the time. One of the neat things that I like about this, with some people complain that when it starts charging, it only charges one battery at a time instead of charging all of them together. I kind of like that, because if I'm flying, I can have this charging in my truck, and by the time I get the batteries wore down, the first one's already ready to go. So that's kind of nice, and I like that. Here's the controller. It's pretty basic. You open it up, this is where your phone slides in. You've got a couple antennas. It comes with a couple joysticks that are removable. They store inside the handle here. So what I like is I just keep them inside the box, because fumbling with them outside, I drop them. They're so small, they're a little hard to see if you're in high grass. So the knobs just screw on. They're real easy to put on and off. The controllers are pretty nice. It took me a little while of playing with it to figure out how it all works. And like I say, I'm no expert on this. What's nice is when you get ready to take off, you can go by on the screen, which I'll show you later how to take it off. But to power up the unit, you push it once, quick, and then you hold it till all the lights light up and it comes on. So now it's already on, it's ready to go. You also get your wire that you hook up with for your phone, for your viewer. On mine, I have an Android Samsung phone, and when you put the plug in, you always have to put this end in. This one's a little bigger, it won't fit in there, so you have to use this one. So I always put that in first, get that all out of the way, and then I slide my phone in, which you'll see in a few seconds. I'll show you how I do all that. Some other people have said they've had trouble plugging this in, that you got to make sure you plug it in the right way. So I've had no trouble. This thing just plugs right in. I just kind of line it straight and I just push. So it does work really good. Some of the other accessories that come with it is you've got a charging cable. So you can plug it into USB, and this will plug into either the charging pack, into the controller to charge that. You get some extra wires. You get 3 total. Probably for several different kinds of phones, an iPhone, things like that. I'm not sure what the other ones for. Probably maybe the older iPhone. So you get those with it. You get some extra propellers. You get the screws to put them in with. You also get a couple more joysticks. Those things I just leave in the box, which you can see it kind of gets a little flat. And they give you a little screwdriver to change those blades when you're out in the field. One of the other things that came with this kit that I don't have with me today is they gave you some shields that you could put on the drone to protect it while you're flying, which does change the weight of it, which gets it over, which is one of the purposes of buying this small model, is so you could be able to fly it without having to have a license at this time. So by putting the shields on, you do go over that weight. I looked at them, never even put them on. I pretty much, when I first started flying this, I flew it in an area where there was no trees, no power lines, anything like that. So that's kind of nice. To install the battery, you just pull the battery out of the compartment. You open the little door. Battery just slides right in. Push it till it pops, clicks, push it down. Make sure you do put your micro card in. It's the little mini one. It just slides in. Sometimes it's tough if you ain't got a little bit of a fingernail to put it in. Now, if you only bought just the DJI Mavic Mini by itself, there's the port where you would plug in the wire to charge it up. I've never done that. That's actually the first time I've ever plugged it in. So that's pretty much it. Same thing here to turn this one on. You push it once, hold it. You'll see the propellers jerked a little bit. It makes that noise. Now it's ready to go. And the camera's on the front. So basically, this is all the items that come with your DJI Mavic Mini. Alright, so I've got my phone. I took it out of the case, which is always the big pain. I'm actually thinking about getting a phone that I can just use for the Android. I have a Galaxy 8 Plus. Don't know if that makes any difference or not, what phone you have. It kind of goes in pretty easy. I've done this even in the back of my truck or outside. Slides down. It's got some little arms to connect onto it. And you got to plug this in. Some people say you got to really watch how you plug it in. I've never had any issues with how to plug it in. So then you have to turn it on. You have to push down quick once and then hold it till it all lights up. Now it's ready to go. Then you got to get your phone. And oops, let me close all my other junk I've got open. I kind of try to make sure everything's closed when I'm doing it. Nothing else open. So then you would go to your app that you've already downloaded, which is the DJI Fly. I have two apps in there if you noticed it. I have one for my DJI Fly. I've also got the Osmo cameras, so that's kind of neat. So it wants to connect to the drone. So you got to do the same thing here. You got to do a quick button, another button till it all lights up. I didn't hold it long enough. So you got to make sure you do the first one's really quick, second one's longer. So then you see the little propellers move. That shows it's ready to go now. So then you would look at your phone. It'll turn around. There we go. Now it's going to be searching for it, and in a minute you can hit connect aircraft, but it usually takes you to that screen, which I don't know why. So I just usually wait, and it'll come up. There it goes. So now I'm ready to fly. So it's kind of just a blank screen. So now the camera came on. So we can see the camera looking at me. It's got some messages it also needs. I think it's time for an update on the firmware. There, it's ready to go. It's got I gotta put my other glasses on so I can actually see the screen. Take off with caution. There's no GPS, which it'll get the GPS usually once I get outside here. So usually you find a nice clear place. You got to kind of watch for the grass. If it's too close, the propellers won't start. So then when you go down here and you hit this little button for a second, I usually always do the manual takeoff. You hold it until it gets going. Now see, it wouldn't start because the grass is too high. So you got to find a place that's kind of not too much grass, or if you're in a driveway. I've taken it off in my truck too, off the back of my truck. So then it goes up so far and then it stops. So from that moment you've got your own controllers to do what you want with it. So if you want to go up, you can see on the screen
the home point has been
where
updated.
it's going. So now it's updated itself. You've got a knob here in the back that kind of controls the camera. Now what I like about this is it's got the different settings here. Performance, sports, and cinematic. I always use cinematic because I'm going to be using this in my videos for YouTube. So I wanted to make sure that the movements are kind of nice and slow and not so jerky. So right now I'm going up. It took me a little while to kind of get used to the controllers to know which one makes you go which way. The left one pretty much is just up and down. So that's going up or raising. We're up to about 100 feet now. Down. There it goes down. This one just spins it around. And then if you work the joystick, the slower you make it, the slower it'll go. So that's kind of nice. I like that. But I mean, for somebody I've never flown a drone in my life. And from the moment I took this off, I used a lot of the automatic features, like automatic home, things like that. We'll go up. It's pretty windy today. Let's see if it'll pick up a wind warning. We've got a pretty good, we put the windsock on the mic today, thinking that it would be pretty, yeah, see, I'm not picking nothing up. I'm already up to 160, 70, 80. So we're almost up 200 feet up. And then you can move the camera. So let's say we want to look around and see, well, we can look and see what's right below us, where we just took off from. So there we are. We're actually in an RV today. So there's our RV parked. But you can actually move the camera all the way straight ahead. So I really like that because if I'm filming where I'm at, so there's kind of a sunrise, so we could spin around here and see where that's at. So I kind of like that. I'm going to be showing you some of the videos that I've taken here in this last 30 days of some of the places I've done, and I really like it. The quality being 2.7 video, K video, it's really good. I don't see anything different from a 4K, which we're shooting in the other cameras and stuff when I'm doing my editing. So this one kind of makes it go the other way. It'll drive. This goes forward. This control makes it fly forward. It doesn't look like it's moving very much now because it's up so high and it's so slow. It's kind of not a real good, so we can move the picture down. You get a little bit better view of what we're looking at. See, that's some different houses. You can see where we're at. So if you kind of move the stick this way, you can kind of see it moving now. But if you put it on performance mode, you can see it flying a little bit better. And then you can go to sports mode, and it really goes. So we're actually down in Florida. You can see you're flying over some trees. Right now it shows down here the distance. We're about 580 feet away from us. One of the nice things I like about the camera is if I want to bring the drone home, you just got to hit this button twice. Like, let's say I can't see it anymore, which you're supposed to always be able to keep seeing it. It will bring the drone home. So now it's bringing it back home. So in case I couldn't see where exactly I went or I lost sight of it, I can bring it home. Now what I do is I look for it. I look for it to come back, and once it gets close, see, now I'm getting a wind, well, it went away. We had a wind warning and it went away. So now what we're gonna do is, once it gets within sight, now what I do with it is I bring it down once it gets close to avoid any trees. Here it comes, I hear it coming. There it is, it's up above us. It's coming down. So I a lot of times will just turn the camera straight down so I kind of see where it's coming to, because it kind of hits a pretty close spot. We've done some out in the field, but when I'm around trees and things like that, I make sure I've kind of got control, because at any time you can hit the stick and it'll stop. So you can override it if you think you're going to hit a tree, because this doesn't have any sensors other than the landing sensor, so you could hit a tree or anything with it. So like right now, if I said, oh, it's too close to a tree, I can stop it right there. I can move it either way, and then it's just going to keep coming down to the landing mode. So now landing, it won't matter in the grass. It'll land in the higher grass. It just shuts off really quick. So all that beeping you hear is it going. Now I didn't have the camera on, the video on during this one. You would have hit this red button on the side and that would have got the video going. So that's our video.